Have you ever noticed that the harder your team works, the slower everything seems to move? You've got great people, a full client roster. The revenue looks fine on paper, but somehow every project feels like you're dragging a boulder uphill. That's not burnout, that's operational drag. And it's the silent killer of boutique firms that grew fast but never slowed down long enough to build real systems. If that sounds uncomfortably familiar, give me just a few minutes and I will show you why working harder is actually shrinking your capacity and what to do instead. My name is Jeff Chastain, founder of Admentus and 25-plus year veteran of business operations and technology. I see this every week inside boutique firms I work with, creative agencies, consulting groups, even fractional service teams. They hit seven figures, celebrate, and then realize every new client just means more late nights, more Slack threads, more fire drills. Years ago, when I built my IT managed services firm, I thought the same thing they did. If we just hire one more person or buy one more software tool, we'll get ahead. Turns out, we were just automating chaos. The real fix wasn't more effort, it was less friction. Let's call this what it is. The bottom line that most boutique owners miss: growth doesn't create chaos, growth exposes it. When you're small and scrappy, you can get away with brute force. You can jump into every Slack thread. You can fix client issues personally, and you can keep the plates spinning through sheer effort. But as soon as your firm starts taking on real volume, that same hustle becomes a liability. Every deliverable has to cross your desk. Every decision routes back through you, and you start to realize you didn't build a business, you built a bottleneck. Here's the kicker. Your team feels it too. They're waiting on decisions, redoing work, burning out, all because the system was never designed to scale. So the harder everyone works, the slower everything moves. That's the hidden cost of hustle. It's not the hours you're working. It's the opportunity you're losing because there's no structure to channel that effort. Let me give you a quick example. I worked with a design firm where the founder was in every client meeting, approving every deliverable. It worked great when they had 5 clients. At 15, he became the bottleneck. Projects piled up, timelines stretched, and client satisfaction dropped. Even though the team was working more hours than ever, he knew there was a problem and thought the answer was to hire more and delegate more. That is what traditional business advice always says. However, when we mapped the workflow, the problem wasn't the team. It wasn't even capacity. It was the lack of a core system, a standardized way to move projects from intake to delivery without everything orbiting around the founder. Once we documented the flow, automated the repeatable steps, and delegated approvals with clear criteria, their project turnaround time improved by 40%, and the founder finally stepped out of the daily grind. But this isn't just about that one firm. It's a pattern I see everywhere. Here's the point. If you're running a boutique firm and growth feels heavier instead of smoother, that's your signal. You don't need more effort. You need better systems, because systems create capacity. When you can trust your process, your team can execute without you holding the steering wheel. That's when growth starts feeling effortless again. If this hit home, if you're at that point where growth feels like gravity, stick around. I talk every week about building smarter systems for boutique firms so you can scale without drowning in busy work. Hit that like or subscribe button or send me a direct message if you'd rather talk it through personally. And remember, hustle builds momentum, but systems are what keep it going.